My mom worked hard in life for everything she had, and once she worked as hard as she could, she would work even harder to take care of others, before herself. She was the human embodiment of putting your coat over a puddle so it could be crossed. You could have always count on waking her up at 2 a.m. for something that was important for you, and she'd be instantly on board and asking what she could do next. She was thoughtful. She anticipated your needs before you even knew them yourself. My mama was a groomer. She started her grooming career at Capital City Grooming when she was 21. With such quality dedication to her work, it's no surprise her name is well known among the grooming community. I have early memories of coming home and her showing me pictures of grooms she was proud of, as well as ones she thought she botched and could do so much better on, but they still looked amazing every time. She'd point out her one little tiny hair. She had a keen eye for small elements in her practice that she could do even better at. She never sent a dog out the door without giving it her all. Each groom was a masterpiece. Her work wasn't about quantity or price, but quality. Not only did she present the best in Thurston County, but she treated her clients with love and kisses as well. Her dog clients. Each groom was special to the dog she was working on, from giving pups wiggle time between sniffs to letting them freak out as much as they wanted before she'd start grooming again.
I'm cramping. Oh my god.
She came home a lot of the time with fun stories about her clients and coworkers, both dog and human. She had favorite dogs that she looked forward to when she spotted them in her books, and enjoyed days with her favorite coworkers and friends. She loved her career. The joy of working with fuzzy friends, save the occasional bite or stray poop. She wanted to own her very own home-to-home grooming van, and when you'd visit new towns or cities, she'd ponder the possibility of setting up shop. She thought of every possible need when planning. Her Easter egg hunts were the best.
Especially adult ones.
She'd hide eggs with numbers for prize tables for adults and kids, making sure everyone had fun. The same went for Christmases. She'd be sure to get the kids coming to her house gifts fit not just to their age, but their personalities. And stockings were her forte. There'd always be some sort of plush on top to top them off. I remember sledding down our driveway in the pasture as a kid, and she'd find things for us to slide on if we didn't have a sled. Like insulation. We'd have cocoa by the fire with a movie or Scrabble when the day was end. She was amazing at spelling and had a huge vocabulary, so she was a shoo-in for a win.
So smart.
She told me she'd just read the dictionary for fun sometimes when she was younger.
I always liked playing that game because I knew I would lose and she would win.
Amazing days always started by being woken by the sound of her favorite music blasting through the speakers, like Medicine for the People or Pink. She was an early riser. She woke the sun herself. She was the golden rays of sun that filtered through the blinds on the first sunny day after a long winter. When she loved deeply and wholeheartedly. With every act of kindness, she would pour her entire being into making it happen. She would give the shirt off her back to help another. My mama was a caring person. In fact, it can't be refuted. She had her moments, like the rest of us. It was because she was human. She didn't lie about who she was. She lived life honestly. You never saw a fake face. What you saw, what you fell in love with, it was her. You knew when talking to her you were getting the real her, no matter what, no matter who you were, or no matter what you did. She went through a lot in her lifetime, a lot she didn't ask for. I thought it was more the world's malicious test. But she got through all of it. Every hit the world threw at her, she let it roll off her back. Quack like a duck. That's one of the sayings I've heard all through growing up. When rough times befell any one of us, quack like a duck. Water beads off a duck's back. It doesn't cling to its feathers and drown the poor thing. It lets it roll off its back. It keeps afloat, still quacking. In the midst of all this, I'm sure she would say one thing, two things. Just keep quacking, and everything happens for a reason.
You always say, just quack, be a duck. Be a duck.
At Christmas, we both got each other the same journal without realizing. We had a good laugh about how cute it was. It was a journal for us to learn more about each other. My mother got her journal. We kept the ones we gave each other, and the one I gave her never got filled out. But of the few things she did write were her favorite things. Her favorite day of the week was Sunday. She took the day off no matter what. To be with us. Mama.
Her family was the most important thing to her. Sorry. On Sundays, she felt like that was a day always regarded for family. And she was willing to give up her career for her family or anything because it meant the most to her.
Her favorite time was between 1 and 3 a.m. When the world was still and night was hers. Her favorite weather was thunder and lightning. Storms of any sort, the world was at its highest magnitude. Oh shit. I didn't hear that. Her favorite quote was "Everything happens for a reason." It got her through so much. When nothing makes sense and the world seems to be falling, just to show you how hot fires can really burn. The knowing that there's a reason, a lesson to be learned in the trials presented, kept her taking the next step forward. I believe there's still a reason. She liked silence. Where it burned through others like an iron bell, she accepted and indulged in it. It was more than just the absence of words, but a spotlight for the world's hidden gems. She would listen to the sound of the fish tank motor running, a sound that defined home. She would listen to the dog's nails click on the hardwood floor and sometimes decide to clip them and then adorn them all with broths and treats afterward to apologize. On quiet nights, she would listen to the fire crack in the winter, the wind howl through the chimney in the fall, the hummingbirds buzz around in the spring, and the frogs scream in the summer. Her favorite constant sound throughout the seasons were her parakeets. They started small. Originally, we had a parakeet to keep company with our well-known resident alarm clock, Kiwi. And as time passed, more little birds were added to the flock. Yeah, I'm looking at you. We had 4 parakeets, and every day she'd come home from work talking about a new little parakeet she saw in the store. She especially favored a bright yellow one that she said looked like Tweety Bird. She wanted nothing more than for her sweet little keets to join together and hatch them. And the day after she passed, exactly that happened. We named her Raven, her favorite bird. She always called herself the Raven. The day after her father passed away. Is there a Raven?
Yes.
There's 2 of them.
Well,
There's
yeah.
2 of them.
They came to say goodbye.
Well, the day after her father passed away, she was in the yard and crying, and she saw ravens flying around in the air. Recently, 2 more little parakeets hatched. Just this morning, actually.
Oh.
So we've got 3 little parakeets in her honor. She loved her birds. She'd spend every morning singing with them, and every evening watching their interesting little rituals and reading up on them. In her honor, we are building a parakeet enclosure as big as can be for our birds. I mean, like, almost as soon as this is over. She loved the outdoors. When she was young, her mama, my grandma Holly, would take her camping. She was raised an outdoors kid, a fact that stayed with her till the very end. If the sun was out, she was out. No exceptions. Hiking was her greatest joy. Mornings were to be spent on the trails. She always wanted to wake before the sun, pile into the car all groggy and boogie-eyed, drive to the most beautiful hike and ride just in time to be climbing with the sun. She fancied the idea of a night hike, one where we would watch the stars as we pushed through the land, but was aware of the great power and awe nature had. This fact also gave her some distance from the glacial tunnel hike she looked at in awe. We did a partial night hike once. It was an accident, really. We drove all day and arrived at the trailhead right as night fell, but hiked headlamps at the ready nonetheless. I remember how big my smile felt as we dodged the trees, running to our camp, lit by the stars. There's so many unique memories. I'd be up here for hours if I revealed to you all of them. She was a trail runner, blazing through paths at lightning speed at times, a wild raven flying through the world. She took attacks done on her earth the same as one would the destruction of their childhood home. For every hike we took, we not only followed the pack it in, pack it out rule, but we had our own rule to take at least one piece of trash with us on our way out. She cared about Mother Earth and all its creatures, and did her best to take care of them. My mama was a very spiritual person. She wasn't sure entirely if there was a God. She had an on-again, off-again relationship with him and religion itself. She was born Mormon but didn't follow. She instead dabbled with Buddhism and enlightenment. But she held firm on the idea that there was a creator, or form of intelligent design. In honor of her love for the still calm and quiet, and her teetering understanding of the Lord, I ask you now have a moment of silence. Pray if you like, or listen to the sounds of the world in motion, the trees' branches, the dog's sniffing noses, and just let her guide you. One of the
If we all
last,
stayed quiet selectively long enough, she would appear.
I wish.
one of the last things we talked about, the flower. It takes soil, water, and air, and sun to grow into a beauty we see before us. And when it wilts away after time, it does not die. Instead, it returns to the elements it's made of. How can something die if it never was? I believe the same applies here. I think over this past month, and even now, She's returning to the elements that made her. Her love of hiking is making young kids somewhere find the joy in tree climbing and trail running. Her love of animals is helping somebody find their forever friend. Her care for nature is igniting somebody to volunteer to plant trees over the weekend. Or those people over there learn to climb. Her memories, great moments she'd had with all of you, are coming back to us. She's visiting us in our dreams. I've been visited myself a few times. She's getting to answer a lifelong question of hers. What happens in the end? Where do we go when we go? And I know she's all right. She's exploring the world, trail running, going to places she never did step foot in life. She's in the mountains and the trees. She's in the rivers where she fished with her papa. She's with who she loves. She's with her mama and papa. She's with her little man, Timothy, who never got to meet her. She's with her Xena being throwing rocks in the river. She's with me, and she's with you. Please honor her with what she held high. Honesty, joy, care for spirits big and small, love of our earth. Live kindly, live truly.
Amen.